Hello, and welcome to Popcorn News, something to watch while you eat popcorn. Do not try to comprehend it all, nay, just eat the popcorn. There has been crisis fatigue on my part, with crises erupting constantly and jangling my nerves, and so I have, for the time being, escaped the crisis fatigue by watching old science fiction movies. Cat Women of the Moon, Mesa of Lost Women, The Yesterday Machine, today's selection, all currently available on YouTube. In The Yesterday Machine, the story begins innocently enough. But then there's a strange event. The baton twirler has disappeared. The police lieutenant has a theory.
Jim, you know, this whole thing is, well, it's spooky. Reminds me of something that happened in Germany in 1945 towards the end of the war.
Yeah? What was that?
Our outfit liberated a small concentration camp near the Alsatian border. But before they left the night before, they blew up the largest building in the camp. It was some sort of a laboratory. And inside, amidst the rubble and blown into a million pieces, was the screwiest piece of machinery I've ever seen. Some sort of a crazy electronic apparatus. Now here's the weird hit. This is the part we could never understand. In trying to identify him, we checked the camp records with the prison number tattooed on his arm. According to those records, that old man should have been an 18-year-old boy.
What about the other bodies?
Same thing. Their numbers indicated they all should have been kids.
What type of experiments were they conducting there?
We never found out. Even the young inmates weren't aware of why they were there. They never found the commandant of that camp to bring him to trial with the rest of the Nazi brass. His name was Ernst von Hauser. Did you ever hear of him? He was a German physicist, a contemporary of Einstein's.
I don't follow you. You mean you think there might be some connection between all that and what happened here last night?
I'm not saying that, no. But just suppose, for the sake of argument, the Ellison kid did see two men out of the past of 100 years ago. That would mean somebody around here is tampering with time. Somebody was also tampering with time in that concentration camp.
Now, wait a minute. Let me get this straight. You think that the machine found in that concentration camp was some kind of time machine, and that there may be another one like it around here?
Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just supposing. After all, they never found von Hauser.
Lieutenant?
The sister of the baton twirler and a reporter investigate in the vicinity of the strange event.
This road was paved, and now it's dirt. And there isn't a telephone pole in sight.
I know.
Jim, what is it? What's happening? I don't understand it. Where's the car? Where are we now? Jim, I know you know what's happening to us, and you won't tell me. And why not? What's going on?
Friend, what year is this? Where are we?
Witchcraft! Witchcraft! Ha!
They seem to be stuck in the year 1789 without
I
hope.
don't think I can go any farther. I simply have to rest.
All right. We'll stop for a while.
Welcome, my friends, to my little workshop. I am Dr. Ernst von Hauser. These are two of my assistants, Manfred and Wolf.
Where are we?
I told you, we are in my little workshop. And I tell you again, please do not be alarmed.
What time is this? What century are we in?
Does it matter, my friend? There really is no such thing as time, except as a relative measuring device in your own mind.
We're not interested in double talk. What happened to Margaret DeMar? What have you done with her spectronic relativity? I believe that's what you once called it.
Oh, then you are familiar with my work.
To some degree, yes. I read up on you this morning in the library after talking with the police.
Oh. And what did you learn about me? What else did you learn of me?
Well, I know that you were a friend and sponsor of Adolf Hitler, that you helped elevate into power in the 30s, and became the organizer and administrator of his Department of Scientific Warfare. That's another thing that puzzles me, Herr Doctor. Why a man of your brilliance should identify himself with a fanatical madman like Hitler.
How dare you refer to Adolf Hitler as a madman? He was a great genius, ahead of his time. The world, in its ignorance, was not ready to accept him.
The world did not accept him because he was a lunatic, bent on enslaving it. You call a man who is responsible for the mass murder of millions a great man, a genius?
Anyone with enough intelligence to examine history knows there are times when lives must be sacrificed for the benefit of future generations. And he was willing to do this in order to lead his people
Into darkness, into oblivion. That's where he was leading them. And like all other power-crazed dictators before him, he failed. Thank God there were people in the world with enough courage to resist and to conquer him.
What do you know in your stupid, petty little mind? Or many more. If he'd have only had a few more months to perfect those weapons, he could have plucked victory from the jaws of defeat. The Third Reich would have endured. Not for 1,000 years, as the Fuhrer dreamed, but forever.
But the fact is that you failed, Herr Doctor. Failed and lost.
But you are forgetting one thing, Mr. Crandall. That was 20 years ago. Since then, I have perfected and even improved on my original weapons. And we have conquered time. Dr. Einstein's so-called fourth dimension. Hitler will return, Mr. Crandall, and soon. Your victory was but a temporary one. So you see, my dear, there was no reason for all that hysteria. You've really nothing to fear. While I have never before tried sending anyone into the future, there is no reason to believe that the experiment will not be successful. And if something should go wrong, it will happen so quickly, you'll never feel a thing. I told you, Mr. Maud, the struggle is useless. You will only tire yourself needlessly.
You got that machine on again.
Switch it off, Doctor.
It's too bad, Mr. Xander, that you are not interested in science. But you Americans are so impractical anyway.
Don't try any. That should cut down on your time travel, my good doctor.